Hello, Internet! I'll get back to my regular reviews next week, but today I want to talk about one of my favorite recent games, RPG Time: The Legend of Wright. This was released in 2022 and it's on all platforms, so please consider giving it a try. I'll be talking about the story as well as the gameplay, so spoiler warning up front. With that being said, let's get into the review. It's RPG time! At the start of the game, you're at a desk when a boy named Kenta comes into the classroom and asks you to play a game he made on his notebook. Along with the notebook, the game is played with cardboard, paper, clay, and other art supplies. The big selling point is the art style, with 2D animated drawings filling the notebook. Every page in the notebook is expressive and unique, like this comic strip page. The battle system is very unique, where you strike the notebook with your pencil. Aside from fighting and walking, there's plenty of other things you can do. There's platforming, puzzles, board games, strategy battles, shooting, racing, survival horror. This game has it all. Okay, now I'm getting into the story, so another spoiler warning. If this sounds like a game you want to play, stop the video right now and go by and play it. The game stars the legendary hero Wright as he saves Princess Leia from the Demon King Death God. At the start of the game, Wright enters Princess Leia's castle in the middle of a war between humans and demons. But before he can stop Death God, he is knocked out of the castle and into the sky. He ends up in a cave where he fights a family of moles, including a gamer mole who hosts an esports tournament. After leaving the cave, Wright comes to Porch Town and goes to the adventurer school where he meets some of the students. There's Anna, a historian from the Kingdom of Sand, Pot, a magician from the Kingdom of Magic, Rita, a demon scholar from the Animal Kingdom, and Balgus, a warrior from, well, the Kingdom of Warriors. After graduating and helping fix Piano Bridge, Wright enters the Skull Forest. But suddenly he's transformed into a mouse because he ate a strange apple that was given to him. Once he finishes making his way through the Skull Forest maze, and fighting an evil tree, Wright comes to the Shinobi Village, where he discovers that the princess has been turned into a frog by a witch's curse. Following a few mini-games to learn jutsu, he goes to the witch's manor to find a magic kerchief in order to reverse the curse. And this part of the game is actually pretty scary. The pencil, eraser, and buttons are suddenly covered in what looks like real blood. And Kenta never explains this away, so... Anyway, after a few encounters with Flyman, the creation of the witch, Wright finds the magic kerchief and uses it to cure Pot from the adventurer school. And they both take on a battle against Flyman, who even fuses with the witch that created him. And after all that, it's not even the princess Wright was looking for. She's completely different. I should have mentioned, this game has a pretty good sense of humor. Anyway, Wright ends up on an airship manned by birds, and platforms through the ship while the captain and his crew try to stop him. Eventually, he defeats the captain and takes over the ship, starting a huge journey across the game's world where Wright has to help his friends from school defeat monsters. Once everyone is safe, Wright jumps into the portal to the Dark Realm, where he has a marathon battle with 3 aquatic demons, each one bigger than the last, until all 3 of them, including Wright, are eaten by the gigantic Gulpasaurus, resulting in an escape room where they need to puzzle solve their way out of the beast. Eventually, they get Gulpasaurus to open his mouth, and use the power of science to make a hot air balloon and escape. After playing a quick game of Minesweeper, Wright gets assistance from a chicken to bullet hell his way to Death God's castle. They fight a volcano, and are quizzed by a Sphinx dog at the gate about Wright's adventure up to that point. Once he's through the gates, Wright dashes forward and doesn't stop. Slashing through every demon in his path, Wright is basically invincible at this point. Even when dark powers are reaching for him, he doesn't falter. Eventually, he finds Princess Leia, and together they take on one final battle against Death God. The Demon King summons powers of darkness, but Wright's sword becomes the Sword of Light, and he uses it to slash away at the darkness. But then Death God comes out of the notebook, Wright slashes away the darkness, Death God challenges Wright and Princess Leia to a race around the entire desk, Wright makes a long sword to destroy Death God's powers yet again, he appears in the chalkboard, and a few flashy special moves later, Wright and Princess Leia are victorious. I'm at the end of the game, so this is your last chance to buy and play it before the ending is spoiled. As Princess Leia erases Death God's body, he possesses the body of Wright, forcing you to erase both of them. Now alone and only able to move forward, the princess continues through the castle, and ends up jumping off the edge a la Final Fantasy VI. But then out of nowhere, Wright's friends from school save Princess Leia's life and help her regain hope. As they all pray for Wright's return, stars begin to appear in the sky, and once they're connected in the shape of Wright's face, he comes back to life. Everyone celebrates with Princess Leia giving Wright a kiss, and after a few epilogue pages, that's the end of The Legend of Wright. This game hasn't gotten much traction, so not a lot of people know about it. It's very high quality, so if it interests you, please consider giving it a chance.